Pistons win total is at 27.5 for the year. My question to you, Anthony, and everybody listening is, are you taking the over or the under on that win total?
This win total is so dependent on health. It's not even funny. I've in recent years, I've always taken the over, and the Pistons usually don't even hit it. Vegas is telling you that the Pistons are around 28 wins. They were at 17 last year, so they're expecting at least a 10-game improvement with Asar, with Sasser, Monte Morris, Joe Harris. I'm probably going to go with the over. I think, adding Monte Morris is really going to help. Having a veteran point guard to back up Cade or Jaden Ivey, whichever one plays point guard, I don't know. We're just assuming it's going to be Cade. Who knows? I think that's going to be really crucial in this team. And you also have Joe Harris, whether or not he's even going to play. We're going to get into, that later on in the show with, the bench unit. But I'm thinking like 33 to 35. That's where I'm at.
Man, I'm taking the over. Let me just make that very clear. It's the most American thing you can do is you never root for the under. You always root for the over when you're gambling. Last year, I think it was 25.5, and they were nowhere near that. I feel like the biggest difference this year is everybody's starting out the season healthy. There's no question marks about health for anybody. But also, they have about 10 guys this year on the roster that could get minutes on other NBA teams, which was something last season you could not say. They were playing because of injuries and everything, but there were, Bojan was sitting, Burks was sitting, Isaiah Stewart was out. Livers only played like 51 games. And then you were relying on guys like Jared Rhoden or RJ Hampton. Buddy Boeheim, I think, played about 12 games. Those guys aren't really cracking the rotation of very many NBA teams out there. So I just think from top to bottom, this roster is overall better. But to your point, Anthony, you're absolutely right. It is 100% dependent on health. If Gabe goes down, it's going to be another long season. But if he stays healthy, I can expect, I would say probably about 32 wins is probably the peak of this team. And I would be shocked if they go over that.
Yeah, I'm thinking 35, like 33 to 35 is like my sweet spot with this team because I don't think they're going to come off the gate just, winning 10 straight.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take some time to get used to Monty Williams' offense because a Dwayne Casey offense and a Monty Williams offense is completely different. You heard Jarrett Jack screaming 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. And these guys, Marcus Sasser, obviously, he's a rookie. He hasn't learned the 0.5 offense yet. But if you do watch some Phoenix Suns games, you go, pull up some highlights of the ball movement that they have. I think that's going to take a little bit of a learning curve for this team. But I think once they, learn the system, they start sharing the ball, playing team defense, I think 35 wins isn't unreasonable. I don't think it's a hot take either. I think, Cade coming into year 3, you got Ivy, Duran, all these guys are putting in an insane amount of work this year that I've seen personally on social media. Who knows what they're doing behind closed doors, but I think 35 wins to me isn't unreasonable.
Okay, so last year the Pistons had a win streak of 2 games.
Yeah.
How many games do you think the Pistons would win in a row if you had to predict? We're not even looking at the schedule because the schedule's not out yet. But since we're talking about win totals, how many wins do you think the Pistons could possibly win in a row this upcoming season based on the roster right now?
Like a win streak? I could see 5.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
I really could because I don't want to say Dwayne Casey got a phone call from Troy Weaver saying, don't try, tank.
Yeah.
You're not going to bring in Monty Williams to coach your basketball team to say, hey, we really like this kid in the top 5 tank. You're paying this guy $13 million a year. You're going all in. You're trying to win. You're not trying the games where we're really competitive and for 2 quarters, and then we're sitting the starters. That's not going to happen. I think you're actually going to see a basketball team. It's going to try. It reminds me a lot of when Stan Van Gundy came in with the Detroit Pistons, and you actually saw effort. You saw a team that was trying to win, and I think that's what you're going to see with Monty Williams too. I don't want to compare the two because I think Monty Williams is a better coach. I'm just comparing the effort level and actually trying to win basketball games, trying to play meaningful basketball for a full 48 minutes.
Interesting. I like it. I really do. I mean, yeah, I think with Monty, like we've talked about this before, with Monty Williams at the helm, they're not going to be tanking this year. They're going to try to win as many games as they possibly can. This roster, it's not the best roster. I'm going to make that very clear. But it's a better roster than the Pistons have put out the last 3-4 years, it seems like. So let's get our hopes up. Let's hope for 32 to 35 wins. Let's be excited about this season right now. And everybody watching this, take the over. Please take the over. Let's do this. Let's hammer it home.